Well, the federal government has described the protest planned by the National Labour Congress or the Nigeria Labour Congress in solidarity with the striking members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities as illegal and a call to anarchy. Minister of Information Lai Mohammed questioned why the Labour Union is calling for a street protest when it is part of the tripartite committee looking into the demands by the striking lecturers. Meanwhile, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, has denied media reports that President Muhammadu Buhari ordered him to hands off negotiations with ASU. He also claims that no ultimatum was given by the president to resolve the issues with the university lecturers.
Look, listen, the federal government is as worried as NLC and everybody. But the law is the law. What we are saying is that rather than what I expect NLC to do as umbrella body is to find solution. To join federal government in fight. And this is what they are part of the tripartite agreement that have been negotiating, with federal government on this ASU issue. So why are they now going out to take sides? I think you also interrogate yourselves. Well, it's quite, I think it's popular to get NLC out and support. But ask yourself, how does that help the problem? How does it solve the problem? What you are going to create is more anarchy. And I think the NLC should think twice about their proposed strike in solidarity with ASU.
The truth of the matter is that there is no such thing. That's a categorical untruth. We had a meeting with the president yesterday to brief him, and the meeting was at my instance as the Labour Minister. I requested for that audience so that all of us handling the disputes in the university system of the unions, there are 4 unions in the university system. The Minister of Education volunteered to do it in 2 weeks. I proposed to the meeting for 1 week. He needed an extra time. He said within 2 weeks, he will come back to the meeting with good results. So it is within his ambit, and that's why we're on 2 weeks.
Well, for more on this, we're being joined by the president of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Professor Emmanuel Osokede. Thank you so much for joining us on the Arise interview. Well, this issue with the strike continues, without any hope in sight. Why are you insisting that the government must meet all of your demands? The federal government says we have been looking into the demands of ASU. We've been, trying to meet ASU halfway. But you are insisting that all demands that you're making must be met before you go back to the classroom. Why?
You see, thank you very much for this. Well, I think we should get the issues very right. That's why the press. ASU had never said you will miss all our demands. ASU raised issues as far back as 2009, an agreement signed. This agreement was implemented within 3 years and you have renegotiation. The 3 years would have ended on 2012. We're in 2022. 10 years after it should have been renegotiated. In 2017, this government set up a panel headed by Wale Balaki to negotiate with us. 2017, we're in 2022, and that is more than 5 years. And that they set up later, and we finished negotiation, and they went back to the government, and nothing happened after 1 year. And now they brought the new bricks. We also finished negotiation with them as far back as 16th June, and today is 21st of July, and nothing happened. So what are we taking back for which we fulfill the strike? So they have not done, but you mention one of those things that they have done. We can't go back after 5 years of punish our members that are punishing the system, subjected to treatment, to inhuman treatment, to slavery treatment, and you say they should go back to work. On what basis? What would the student get?
Saying that all the negotiations have been, if I may come in very quickly, you were quoted as saying that all the negotiations really have, you know, been concluded. All that's left is for Mr. President to sign off on it. Where exactly are the negotiations right now?
The negotiations have ended between our government. What we want is for the president, note it, to direct the committee that they set up on their behalf to sign on behalf of government. We're not saying the president to sign. For the committee to sign on behalf of the government after getting the permission to sign. That happened on 16th June. And today we are on 23rd July. And some people's children, the poor men's children, the other Nigerian children are at home 1 month. And the government could not say sign or don't sign or go and meet them again. That is where we are. So ASU is not the problem. ASU is not the one delaying. We know exactly who is delaying. And now we are getting extra 2 weeks. We can also dovetail into 4 or 5 weeks. I think we should take this thing serious.
In addition to the you know, the demands you've made, Mr. Osokede, you're also saying, let me quote it here, that you said the strike will only end when public servants' children are in government schools. It looks like you're playing Oliver Twist here. You're asking for more, even when the government has not met, or you know, the initial demands that you made. Why are you insisting that public, you know, servants' children must school in public schools in Nigeria?
My dear presenter, we should get the issue very right. We should not quote, we should not misquote people, which is wrong. Which one of the things we are having with the press? What we say that strike will end in Nigerian universities when we have a situation where the children of the ordinary Nigerian on the street can attend the same lecture, live in the same hostel with the children of the political class, those who are ruling this country, who are sending their children abroad, that if their children are here and all of them are having lecture together, people will take the issue of education serious. That is what we reported. If there's anything, that is just the imagination of the Nigerian press or Arise TV.
It is not imagination of the Nigerian press or Arise TV, but let's leave it, you know, at that. Well, the federal government actually says that the solidarity protest of the NLC has announced that it will be, you know, be taking part in a solidarity protest with ASU on 26th and 27th of July. I wonder what you make of the government's reaction when it says, number one, that it is illegal and it will lead to anarchy. What are your thoughts? How do you respond to that?
You see, it's another. You see, when you have people who talk, who like talking instead of acting, you have this problem. I thought these two people who were speaking, the person who was speaking, should have been talking 5 months ago. He didn't utter one word 5 months ago. After 5 months on strike, being on strike, they are not talking. Let me put it this way: in 2014, when we met with President Goodluck Jonathan to sign an undertaking on how the memorandum of understanding or how this agreement will be implemented, one of those who signed that document was the NLC. So they are part of this issue. 2, ASU is an affiliate of NLC. So we are NLC. NLC is part of us. We pay our dues to them. So they are in a position to protect their affiliate when there is a problem. 3, when NLC get this same proposal that will go on a demonstration in May, government quickly assembled a team and gave them 6 weeks to resolve the issue. Nothing happened. I think NLC have all the rights. Nigerian Labour have all the right to protect Nigerian university system, protect the children of the poor who are at home, and therefore they have a right to protest if government did not do the needful. They have since May 22 till now to resolve this issue in line with any NLC suggestion, and nothing happened. So they have the right. Every Nigerian have a right to protest, whether it's NLC or traders or anything. They have a right to protest. And NLC have a right to protest. You cannot stop it. They are covered by ILO conventions. Whoever cannot stop them from doing the needful if there is a need for it.
Yeah, you say NLC is part of the tripartite agreement, which the federal government has, you know, also alluded to. But what exactly, in concrete terms, has NLC been bringing to the table in terms of recommendations as to the way forward? Can you let us into some of them, you know, besides the extreme action of going on strike?
Thank you very much. Going on strike is not extreme action. People are provoking to going on strike. So we should not use the word extreme action. 2, NSC, like you said, recommended what happened suggested that a high committee be set up, headed by Chief of Staff, to resolve this issue within a short time. And when we met at that tripartite clause, also with the NIREC, leadership of NIREC, we all agreed that all the committees, renegotiation, test of NIDA, we all submit their report within 6 weeks. That was on the 22nd of May. Today we are 29th, we are 21st of July, which is more than 8 weeks, and nothing happened. Therefore, they are free. So that is it.
Get that, but I mean, I want to know more about what NLC has come up with in terms of the way forward. Just like I said, okay, you don't like the word extreme, beyond going on strike, because look, you had a 9-month strike before, and now the one you started in February is going into the 6th month, and it still has not, you know, taken ASU back to the classrooms, and students are suffering. As a matter of fact, President Buhari said ASU is about to kill tertiary education in Nigeria with this continued strike.
You see, I also want to put it this way again. The press seems to be taking side with the government. Strike is not the problem. Strike is a symptom of the problem. Have you bothered to go around Nigeria and look at the state of universities? Is that what we want? Should we allow it the same way? Should we allow university to go the way primary and secondary school, public primary and secondary school have gone? Is that what we want? Do we want our children or the poor who enter to pay school fees of 1 million naira per annum? Is that what the press wants? So that is the question we should ask ourselves. So let me tell you, as we speak, the Ghanaian university on strike. They didn't wait for 2 days before the government started intervening and they are resolving the issue. I'm sure in the next 2 they will resolve, because the government quickly come in to resolve it. Check. The Ghanaian lecturers are on strike, but the government is working around quickly to resolve it so that children can be in school. But we went on strike. The first 8 weeks, the government did not say a word. And you are here, and the president didn't say a word. The president didn't react. The president asked the big question you are asking us, that for 8 weeks, they didn't do anything. Now, just 2 weeks ago, they started reacting. And the president to be putting the blame on the union, when the blame should have been on the government. And they believe that the best way to solve the problem is to hold our salary, then we come begging. We didn't work, and that's what they are bad. Is that what the press wants? This, we should be very objective. The children are at home because the government refused to do what it should do. Refused to implement the agreement they signed with the union. Do we just clap for them? Do we clap and pretend that all is well when I have a permanent secondary school? Do we just pretend so?
Right, but you can be sure that the press,
and we
the
want
media,
them to have the best of education, not the type of education you have to the way children are sitting on the bare floor to have a look. And the press will not go there to look at what is happening. When students are having lecture, sitting on bare floor through the windows, and the press will not go there. That is what that to be the role of the press. Go and check our universities. When students are having lecture in a stadium, is that what we want? When you have pastoral engineering without practical, is that what we want? As reported by the Need Assessment Report of 2014, and the press will not do anything to go and check what is happening and project it to the public, and you are blaming the union for going on strike. I don't think it's not fair. Don't take a side.
No one is blaming. No one is blaming. We need to get this right. No one is blaming the ASU and SANU and other, or even the NLC, for the state of affairs, for the strike situation. What the press wants to do, and that's what we're trying to do here at Arise. I mean, you can recall you've been on this show on Arise, on different shows, countless times to give your side of the issue so that those in government can actually understand where you are coming from and look for concrete ways of solving the problem. It's really not about putting the blame on the press, but I do understand your sentiments and your passion. We're as passionate as you are to get this resolved as quickly as possible. Let us into the Nimi Briggs committee that was set up to also find ways forward. What exactly did this committee come up with?
This committee met in a tripartite negotiation, collective bargaining, and also raised this issue, as we also raised in 2020. And we met about 4 times. The first meeting, they came to us with and told us they went around all the ministry apparatus, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Education, Salaries and Income, that they have discussed with them and came up with an issue. And we said, good. Therefore, give us, we already have our proposal. You already have our proposals. Go and look at it as you have with the committee we have with the bricks, and come up with your understanding of that decision, and come with your own proposals, which they did. And what they brought, we accepted. What we accepted in that committee is what the government brought. So we expect and haven't looked at it and adjust one or two things. They agreed they are going back to their principal, which is the Nigerian government, to get permission to sign. While we also agreed that we are going back to our members to get their permission to sign. That is where we ended. And we are surprised to now start getting on the press that government awarded X amount, government reject this, government did not accept this, government is proposing this, which is against all the rule of collective bargaining. When you have not finished an agreement, you have not signed an agreement, the content should not go to the public domain. If you have issue, you go back to the negotiation table. Not go and put the public domain to see as if you want to blackmail the other. I'm so tell lies by the Minister of Education of Labor, who said we chase away some team, we Nimibri's want to earn out of the money and what have you, which are all lies. That does not happen anywhere you are serious and you want to do collective bargaining. If you have issue with what your committee member brought to you, you should tell them what to do and then go back to the table. Don't go to the press as you see the Minister of Labor is doing, which is why this thing has delayed for too long. If you have issue, go back to the committee, not going to the press to blackmail the unions or blackmail the members of your committee, which is what they are doing presently. Blackmailing Minimi, blackmailing Olu Ovapemi, blackmailing Senator Chris Igige. These are people with character and you are blackmailing them. Who you set up, who you selected and set up to negotiate with us, and you start blackmailing them. That's why we are where we are. And we hope that with this presently that the minister will be asked to stay somewhere and wait for conciliation and allow the Minister of Education to handle this issue. This issue will be handled within a very short, and we'll have a success with the short period because we trust the Minister of Education.
But the Minister for Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, has said, all that is fake news, that nobody, at no time was he asked to hands off the negotiation. But I know, I recall in the past when we had a chat with you, you actually did raise an issue that Ngige was getting in the way of the negotiations. Are you saying he really should hands off, if at all? Should he hands off the negotiations?
You see, what had been reported, and he self-confirmed, shows that if he has dignity, he should go and wait. If you were handling an issue, and the president met, and you also agree that it had been handed to somebody else, what does that tell you? You have been asked politely, which what the president have done, to defend Nigeria, which you have to have self-respect. If you are handling an issue and you're making so much noise as you have been making in the past, and the government say, go and stay, let the Minister of Education handle this issue, you should know that the president has politely told you, the president being a gentleman, has politely told you to go and wait. Don't come to the press. You should go and wait. Let the Minister of Education handle this issue. I suggested 1 week, and the minister said 2 weeks. Is that your business? Let him go and wait. Let that minister sort the problem. He should not interfere. His interference has created this problem.
What has been the role of the Minister for Education in all of this? Minister of Education Adamu Adamu, how much intervention has come from his direction to resolve this ASU federal government impasse?
You see, like I told you, the issue of collective bargaining is not a public issue, and that minister obeyed those rules. That's why he doesn't come to talk anyhow like the one in Labour. Since the government hand over this to him, has he addressed the press? He will not. He wants to solve problems, not to gain press, not to start looking for popularity. That's the Minister of Education. So we are working with him. And when we finish, this document will come to the press. But you don't start releasing your document, your plan, your negotiation that are not completed, and release the content to the press. It's against all the rules. And that's what has delayed this issue.
What you're saying, in effect,
that the man who believe that press coverage will resolve this issue.
So what you're saying, in effect, is with the intervention of the minister himself, that chances are that students will go back to the classroom very soon. Of course, that will be on the heels of lecturers getting back to the classroom. Is that what you're saying? And how soon is that likely to be?
That for us, we had the country and the students, the lecturer, the Nigerian public have a better chance now of resolving this issue within a short time than what we were doing before, when somebody who was looking for press coverage was busy saying all sorts of things ahead of problem. We believe the problem will be resolved.
Right, but there are chances that your ranks at ASU may be breaking, I mean, with Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities saying that a higher percentage, I need you to understand this, a higher percentage of salary was recommended for ASU, while SANU, the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, was excluded, and they said there's no level playing field. What are your thoughts? How do you react to this?
You see, we are building synergy between all the union and Nigerian University. I don't expect the president of SANU to be reacting to press report. It's not correct. You can see we didn't react to those things. We know they are fake, so we don't react to them. So my advice to the president of SANU is to please, he is negotiating with the government. He should go back to the government and negotiate for his members. As a union of ASU, we cannot negotiate for members of SANU. It's against the rule. So we want also try to compare ourselves with them. It's against the rule. They should come out with their instrument and negotiate with government. But more importantly, I would advise that as union of who are in the universities, they should not respond to social media report. Government have not come out to say, we gave ASU want this percentage and give government this percentage. All we are hearing are rumor, social media and press, without any authoritative signature to show that that things are correct. So we don't respond, as a union, we will not respond to those things. We have a document with the government. When they come back, we look at it. It's against the rule of collective bargaining to be releasing sentimental reports when the main report is inconclusive. So my advice is that they should not listen to press media. They should follow their business, fight for them, and struggle for the welfare of their members and leave us alone.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much, Emmanuel Osokede, the ASU President, Academic Staff Union of Universities, joining us on The Horizon.